You guys, welcome to episode 2 of season 2 of the Physical Freedom Podcast. I'm here with my friend Calamity.
Hello.
Calamity has been a really close friend of ours, Tiffany and myself, thanks to Riley, her coach, who used to train her out of our backyard. So we have a gym in our backyard, and she would come over and wake us up in the morning with her laugh, and just been a lovely person to get to know. And she's got a really amazing story that I want to share with you guys, just to show as an example of, you know, being able to change and realizing that, hey, you can actually get better no matter where you're at. Cause you went from being on a walker to the point where you're like impressing people with your strength and your flexibility. And all it took was just sheer determination. And I'm very proud of you for that. So I'm excited to
Thank
dig in on the podcast.
Thank you.
I've been wanting to talk to you because really you embody like the whole definition of physical freedom in a way, because you've been at a point where you had to use a walker just to get around, right? And then now people are like, wow, this lady is so strong. And people, I mean, you're literally a movie star now, basically, right? Because you're like way above the norm in strength, and you're super dedicated to working out. And like you're one of them. One of the people that I would say enjoys the training more than anybody I know. Like as far as you, I mean, Riley's your coach, and he tells me that he literally has to keep you from doing Nordics at home and things like that.
And that's why I can't have Tiffany's Nordic bench.
The freak athlete, yeah, you can't. You're prohibited. We put it on their website. You can't have one anymore.
I think that's me.
I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah.
But
Well, thank you for the cookies.
But you're welcome. But I just really enjoy working out. All my life, I have done manual labor, and I have exercised. The thing that has been most beneficial to me is having a trainer. I trained with Mason in Michigan.
Mm-hmm. He was on the podcast right before you.
Was he?
Mm-hmm.
And so when I went to the gym, because I didn't know what I was doing, I did every arm exercise one day, every leg exercise the next, everything on YouTube I could find, every back exercise. And then when I got with a trainer with Mason, I saw almost immediate result doing this and then doing whatever counterbalances it or something. And I have really gotten super strong with Riley. And he knows what I want, and he has helped me to achieve it. Like my first goal was 100-pound seated good morning. Then I wanted to do my weight, which I did last week. But I only did 6 reps. Now
That's really good.
Maybe for you, not for me. Now I want to
I did 10 with my body weight, not to brag.
Yeah.
But I'm also,
Well, now I want to do 12, and then I want to just see how much weight I can do for fun. But I want to do chin-ups, not 1. I want to do at least 6 chin-ups. I'm going to do chin-ups, and I'm going to tackle that Nordic if it kills me.
You got it. That's amazing. Yeah. What how long are you working out?
With ATJ 2.5 years, maybe a year with Mason, and a year and a half with Riley.
And how long have you been working out in general?
Practically forever. I mean, I've always been active. I used to run.
Yeah.
I used to dance. I would study with the Charlotte Ballet. I studied with the Atlanta Ballet. Never good enough to go on stage, but
I didn't know you were a ballerina. That's amazing.
What else have I done? I've run 2 marathons. I ran New York and Boston, and I finished in 5 hours.
Wow.
Oh, I was driven.
Yeah.
I seem to be black or white.
Yeah.
There are no shades of gray with me.
Yeah.
So I've always been, and I've always had jobs landscaping and working in nurseries. So yes, I like, and now that I've been working out here, I can work in the yard all day, and my back no longer hurts.
Wow.
When I was, I can't remember, 16, 17, I was in a little sports car and a guy at 8:30 in the morning in a 3-ton truck was drunk and hit me,
Wow.
totaled my car, messed up my back, whatever. Um, so since then, the issues I have had have gotten progressively worse. And on the airplane, the meal carts loaded for first class or business weigh between 350 and 400 pounds.
Wow.
And the aircraft I would work on flies a little nose high. So
Yeah.
we were always pushing the carts
And you were, what do you
slightly
call that
uphill.
again?
I was a flight attendant.
That's right.
And of course, the brakes never worked. The wheels didn't turn. So in addition to being slightly uphill, you were fighting with the cart all the time because nothing worked. Good
Yeah.
old Delta.
So is that why they call you the sled queen?
That's
You
right.
were already doing
Well,
sled.
no, because I love the sled.
Yeah.
Good mornings are my favorite, but I like pushing that sled.
Mm-hmm.
It makes me feel so strong. I can feel it in my butt, my legs, hands, my feet, everything. I really like that.
That's amazing. Yeah. And so you've been training all your life.
Off and on, but only
Yeah.
with the trainer the last 2.5 years.
Right. At what point did you get to the point where you were in a walker, and what were some of the things that might have led to that?
What are some of the things? What?
That might have led to that.
Well, I think the automobile accident
For
when I
sure.
was a teenager, and then
Yeah.
the type of work I did. We would have to get water bottles. The water bottles would be on the absolute top.
Yeah.
So to get them down was always a test.
Mm.
And that hurt my back. Pushing the meal cart hurt my back. Bending over, picking up stuff. Yeah. It got to the point where I could not push the carts.
Mm-hmm.
And even worse than that, I did not think I could open the door if we had an emergency and get people out.
Wow.
Yeah, I was having a hard time. So
At what point was that? What age? How old were you?
January, I completed 40 years of flying,
Wow.
January 13th,
Mm.
2011, and I retired October of that year.
Mm. Okay, so you were in a walker. What were some of the things you were doing to try to get out of that? Because I know you were probably training on your own.
Mm. When you're in constant pain, 24/7, oftentimes you cannot see your way out of the pain. One of my grandchildren came over, and I was so irritated with myself that I was in a bad mood when she was there, that I decided to go back to the gym, get a trainer, and get working again.
Wow.
And so I slowly started doing that.
Yeah.
And I had physical therapy. It was okay. I didn't get any place with it. It didn't hurt me, but I did not get where I wanted to be. So I started with a trainer, and it's worked out really well.
Yeah, you got really lucky. Like Mason and Riley, that's amazing. And did you know about ATG before you
No,
started doing
I
that?
knew about ATG from Mason,
Yeah, Mason. Yeah.
and
So he was your first trainer, and right off the bat, you got
he was my first ATG, and Riley is my second.
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was seeing another girl up there.
In Michigan.
Yeah, and she was okay.
Mm-hmm.
I think she thought I was 75. Well, I was 73 at the time. But I think she thought maybe I should not do some of the things that I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started training with Mason, I said, don't look at me like I'm whatever, how old I was. I
Mm-hmm.
said, think of me as 26, because if you can do it, I can do it.
That's right.
That's my theory.
Yeah.
I might not do as much weight or as many reps, but if you can do it, I can do it.
And that's perfect, because I mean that's his philosophy and the HEG philosophy.
Yep.
Like everything's scalable. So
And
that's
then
huge. Yeah.
Training with Riley out in the backyard.
Yeah. Oh yeah. By the way, that's how we met. Calamity would come train with Riley, who used to be my roommate. And he would come and train in the backyard because I had a gym that I brought back from Georgia. We have a bunch of equipment, so I was like, yeah, you can just train clients here. And then we slowly started amassing more equipment from Gibbs, from Ben, and um, other coaches just brought in stuff, right?
Right.
And so yeah, and then one day I go out there and there's some cackling going on in the backyard. You know, I'm like, who is this lady? And yeah, but you've been so sweet, and you've been like you made our wedding cake. You always bring us sweets. Like, you're the reason I don't have abs right now. And it's really, I know I'm
Those cookies.
no, I'm just kidding. I've been trying to bulk, but you're like such a sweet lady. So I'm
Oh,
such a
thank
blessing that you've
you.
been in our lives. But yeah. So anyways, you're training in the backyard, and you were there for like almost like a year or two, right? Like just training back there. You've made so much progress.
Yeah, a year, a little over a year.
Yeah, that's huge.
It's 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 humid and hot, even at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah. And why did you move down here from Michigan?
I wanted to further my ATG training.
Wow.
That's because it's Florida is okay.
Florida, I love Florida.
I do not particularly care for it
Yeah.
at all. But if Ben moved the headquarters out west, I'd be gone in a heartbeat. No, I
Yeah.
never wanted to live in Florida, but because ATG is here, I will stay here and continue to train
Mm.
and just get stronger. I just don't. I look at a lot of girls my age, and I would say at least 2/3 of them, they're weak. They don't want to do anything. They want to sit all day. I mean,
Mhm.
they don't even walk.
Yeah.
I don't want that to be me.
Yeah.
I want to be the Energizer Bunny till I drop dead.
Good. I think we all should. I think that age shouldn't be the reason that you start declining physically. I mean, obviously it's inevitable, but you have a choice. You can stay, you know, be the Energizer Bunny for as long as you can.
Yep.
You just have to keep moving, or you can just allow time to take you, and it's like,
Well,
you,
I could.
you're a fighter for
Yeah.
sure.
Well, I
Yeah.
keep thinking I'm 26,
You are.
so I
I
can
tell you
do.
that.
So I
Yeah.
can do the things that y'all do.
Mhm.
I figured if you can do them, I can do.
Yeah. Well, I'm older than you because I'm 30.
Oh,
I
you
can
are
still
older
do it.
than me.
Okay. So you say women are doing all that, right? And they might not know that weightlifting or strength training can actually be the way out of that. What are some of the stereotypes that you thought were true about weightlifting before you started doing it?
The thing that I was concerned about was I did not want to look like a girl bodybuilder. At first, I thought working out with weights, I would look like that. That's not my goal. My goal is just to be as fit as possible,
Mhm.
But so I think that was, and then some people said you could get hurt lifting weights and everything. And I thought, well, don't start with 50 pounds, start with 5
Yep.
or 2.
Mhm. Or assist it if you need to.
Yeah. Or
Yeah.
do nothing. Like
Yeah.
I started with my good mornings,
Mhm.
you
Just
know,
body weight.
nothing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, but there was, I just didn't want to look like a bodybuilder, a girl. I mean, they look good, but that's not my goal.
Yeah. Well, everybody's got different goals, and it's actually really hard for women to look like that. And that's what most women don't realize. It's like how much effort goes into having a physique like that. It's a ton of eating, a ton of lifting, really hard weights. And if your goal is that there's no need for you to do that, you're not going to end up looking like that. And a lot of those women are also taking,
A lot younger than me.
enhancers. One, that's not what I was going to say. I was going to say they're enhancing their hormones and things like that as well. Like, to be a competitive bodybuilder, and the ones that aren't, they having to work really hard to keep that muscle up. So even then, like, you've been doing it for 2 years now. Do you feel like you're to the point where you're looking like a bodybuilder?
No.
right now? No.
No,
Okay.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you broke that stereotype, right?
Yeah.
Do your friends ever say things like that anymore as well about
Oh,
the?
I have a girlfriend that just gave me an article and said I was addicted to the gym.
Yeah.
And I said, there are things I can be addicted to.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not here 24/7, and I don't, and I'm only here for an hour.
Yeah.
I come in, do my workout, and that's it until the next day, and then I have to take Sunday off,
Mhm.
says my coach.
That's very good advice. I mean, you don't need more than an hour. You know,
Yeah,
some
I don't
people
think so.
only
I mean,
3
I
times
come
3
in,
days a week.
and as gabby as I am,
Yeah.
I don't want to talk when I go to the gym. I have a list of things that I have to do that
Yeah.
Riley gives me, and I come in and I do them. And then when I'm done, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Good. I've been somebody has said that to me as well, like, "Oh, you're addicted to the gym." I'm like, that was my own rebuttal. It's like, I don't watch TV so that I can come in here and train for the 1 to 2 hours a day that I would be watching TV.
Right.
Like, how do you have the time to do that? Well, that's how. Like, I don't do entertainment because this is my entertainment. And as a fellow degenerate, I can tell you that is one of the healthier addictions you can have. Because yeah, there's definitely worse things that I've done, and honestly, exercise kind of replaced some of those addictions, right? Like when I had a alcohol addiction, I started training, and I noticed that I could not keep drinking and going to the gym because it was like making me feel like shit, and I didn't want to train anymore.
Right.
So it was like, okay, maybe I need to stop drinking. That actually helped me to get over that addiction, was like the love for like movement and exercising and getting stronger and getting better, you know? So, definitely one of the healthier addictions you can have. Where do you feel like you are now as a result of exercising, your training, and everything
Where
you've
do
been
I
doing the
feel like
past
I
few years?
am?
Yeah. Where do you feel like you are now compared to when you started?
Black and white.
Mhm.
I I was okay before, but I wasn't achieving any of my goals. And I feel like I'm certainly stronger than I was 2 years ago. And the stronger I get, the more I want to be here.
Yeah.
Riley says I can't be unsupervised.
That's probably a good idea for you.
So I do what he says and no more, which kills me. I never follow directions.
Even as a flight attendant?
I kind of wiggled around the direction. I kind of just, which when you got on an airplane and we shut the door and you were mine for 14 or 15 hours, depending on where we were going, I could do what I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I did. Entertained, harassed my people, entertained them. They knew me. They knew me by name.
Oh, yeah, good. Oh, the people that fly frequently, or
Yeah, I would fly because I had my granddaughters.
Mhm.
I would fly the same trips.
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I would leave Friday at noon,
Mhm.
go to Hong Kong, lay over, turn around and come back and be back Sunday by 1, land by 1. So I saw the same people all the time. Flying
Wow.
to Japan, I saw the same people.
Yeah.
Um,
Were there any interesting characters or odd people that you met doing that job? Because I mean, I didn't expect you to have regulars. That's pretty cool that you have people that regularly fly the same routes. Yeah,
well,
it's interesting.
that's because we're senior. I was going to say old, but I'll say senior. The longer you fly, let's say there are 4 of us on an airplane,
Mhm.
and there's only spaces for 2 flight attendants.
Yeah.
The most senior 2 are going to get it.
Mhm.
So I would be, if I think it's retired now, the 747-400, there'd be uh, 14 girls on the airplane. And if you were not senior enough to hold it, you did not hold it. There was
Mhm.
no extra seat for you. So I flew the same trips. I was senior enough to fly the same trips, see the same people. It was fun.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I had fun.
got
And
benefits
if
out of it.
if my back had not been bad,
Mhm.
I would still be flying.
You think
I
so? Yeah.
absolutely loved it. It was my passion.
Yeah. Oh, well, good. You can
And I
probably go
was
back
and
now.
I was good. No, if I want to start at the beginning
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
be
Yeah.
on reserve, no, I
Yeah.
don't think so.
Yeah.
No, been there, done that. 40 years is enough
Mhm.
to fly.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just messing with you. That's cool though. Excuse me. Do you mind if I move this a little bit closer
You
to you?
can move whatever you want.
Okay, cool. So when I know you mentioned a while ago that Japan was your favorite location, right? So I wanted to talk to you about this as well because you highlighted a lot about like the way they live that you enjoyed better? And you said if you could move anywhere, if you had to move anywhere else in the world, you would move to Japan, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. What did you like about Japan?
The people are so kind. The city is so clean. The food is excellent.
Yeah, I do love some
The
Japanese.
food is, and even in China, did you know in China that they give you the rice only if you ask for it? They consider it a filler. Like the whole crew would go out and we'd order vegetables and whatever we ordered. They'd bring the vegetables first, then they'd bring the meat. And if you wanted rice, you had to ask for it because they think of it as a filler,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
as in Japan. And I just love Japan.
That's like the opposite of the Chinese food that we get here
Yeah.
in America.
The Chinese are a
Everything
little
comes with rice.
dirtier, kind of.
Well, we don't have to talk about
The
this negative.
city,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But no, I love Japan. I could live there.
That's awesome. And you mentioned something about the culture of exercise over there as well.
Oh my goodness, yes, you could see these people every morning. They would be out doing Tai Chi
Mm,
and they would be outdoor gyms and they would be working out on the outdoor gyms,
wow.
all ages. And when I see an Instagram of somebody who looks older than me doing something crazy like hanging onto a bar and raising their feet up, that's very normal for them,
Yeah.
and they walk more than we do.
Yeah.
Our cities are laid out where we mostly drive.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So it's just more movement
Yeah,
in the
a
culture
lot
down
more
there.
movement.
A lot more normal to see a 70 or 76-year-old doing a seated good morning.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
I
Did you
haven't
see
seen them
any
doing singing good morning, but I've
That's
seen
right.
them working on the bars and the
chin-ups?
rings.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I see all those videos, and I was wondering if that's true because there's a lot of like senior citizens over there that are like doing chin-ups, single arm chin-ups,
Yep.
and
You see that a
muscle
lot over
ups.
there. Yeah.
That's
And
amazing.
it's every
Yeah.
day.
Wow. That's huge.
And the Tai Chi classes, I know they have them in the morning. I don't
Mm.
know any other time,
Yeah.
but I always found it fascinating to
Mhm.
watch the Tai Chi. And it looks easy. No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
Because whatever movement, like spank the monkey,
Yeah.
you have to hold that.
Yeah.
Holding is not easy.
Right. Yeah, and it's not just physical practice, right? You also like channeling your energy and
Yes.
all that
And
stuff.
it's a
Very cool.
lot of meditating also when
Mhm.
you do these exercises.
Mhm.
So I thought it was great. I could live there.
Yeah. Awesome. Do you feel like do you ever feel like you're meditating doing weights?
That I what?
Do you ever feel like you're meditating when you're doing weights or like you're in flow?
Well, I block
Like that?
everybody out if that's what you're
You
saying.
do, yeah. I watch you in here sometimes. And I'm like, she could
I'm
not hear me if I was right next to her.
No, you
Yeah.
have to touch me to
Yeah.
get my attention
That's
because
good.
I'm not going to hear you. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing,
Yeah.
trying to do it correctly.
Yeah. I mean,
I
that's
just
the
don't want to
intent.
do it.
That's everything. I feel like that's something that most people miss is like the intent and like being fully locked in rep by rep, right? Like paying as much attention as you can to the movement.
And I
trying to do your
appreciate
best,
that
yeah.
girl you sent me doing good mornings, and you said that's what most people look like.
Yeah, she's one of my clients and she's in her 70s. And yeah, she was just doing it body weight and had to do a regressed mobility. And I was like, oh, this would be a good one to send to Calamity.
Well, I'm glad you did.
Yeah. She's
Because
in her
sometimes-
early side of the
Because
70s too.
sometimes when y'all say something to me,
Yeah. Goes
kind of
over your
this-
head.
yeah,
Yeah.
I-
That's what the average is. Like that's what the average person is at, is like they can't even do weight on that because it'll hurt their back, so
well, my back has definitely gotten stronger
huge.
from doing that. And I also like watching Fern
Mm.
do good mornings. He says the same thing Riley says, or you say, but somehow it's different, a little bit different.
Mhm.
And when you put them all together, it like when I was in Georgia, I was doing good mornings with no weight.
Mhm.
And I was trying to remember everything Riley had told me. And I felt like when I did them this morning, I was a lot stronger
Good.
and had more control
There you go.
than I had before. It's just a learning curve.
Mhm.
Putting it, there's a lot to remember.
It is, yeah. Yeah, I mean, when you have 10 years of it like Fern did, you also find little things that make a big difference as well, right? Things that most people don't think about.
Yeah, and
So,
it's like tramp threes. I saw
yeah,
him doing tramp threes once with no shirt, and Riley had said, "What is this?" When you
bring your shoulders back
yeah,
and down.
and
Yeah.
then you go up with that,
Hmm.
and Fern did it with no shirt,
Hmm.
and I went,
There it is.
"That's what Riley's talking." I mean, I
Yeah.
kind of knew it, but I I'm a visual learner,
Yeah.
and if you show me, I can do it.
Okay. Yeah. 100%. Shout out to Fernando, by the way. He's like a walking anatomy textbook because he's so shredded. You can see all his veins and muscles. It's pretty awesome, right? That's like the body we all that I'm aiming for at least. I'm like, oh
Really,
man, yeah, he's shredded. I'm gonna be more than that. Just give me like a
but
few
you're
years.
but you're strong.
Oh, I know,
You're crazy
but I can be
strong.
way stronger. I'm just getting started, Calamity. You just wait.
All
Just
right.
wait.
All right.
I'm just to the point where I feel like I can even start calling myself strong because I know I have so much more potential to be strong. And like you might say that. I mean, you probably feel the same way about yourself, right? You're like, hey, I know I can do way more than this.
Of course.
Yeah, exactly. Um, so what is it like to go from having trouble moving and being on a walker to being strong? It's kind of like the same question, but what is the feeling that how has it improved your life? How has it changed
Wait,
everything?
let me say this. When you're on a walker, you're working. It is hard to negotiate with a walker. I had a couple steps going out to my sidewalk. That walker's a pain in the neck. And when you have to be, I got stronger in my shoulders and my hands and everything, but that's a lot of work. It's
Yeah.
much easier not being on a walker. But I did not notice I was in constant pain, just enough to make you want to throw up, that kind of all day. And it was amazing. One day I woke up and I went, I feel good. I am no longer in pain.
Just one day.
Just one day I woke up and of course it wasn't in a week. It was
Yeah.
because it was over a year,
Yeah. That's
but
amazing.
I was trying to be as proactive as I possibly could.
Hmm. And you woke up and did you feel like a weight was lifted off your shoulders
Yes.
or? Yeah.
I felt like I had about 10 years subtracted from my life.
Wow.
I had I continued with the walker, I don't think I'd be here today. I was absolutely miserable.
Well, good. You're here and
So
you're doing
I'm not
great.
going back there again.
That's right. Would you say it's something that keeps you motivated to
Yep.
be coming back to the gym? That's amazing. Yeah.
I like the gym.
I think so. So what message do you have for people that are, they think they can't get any better?
Well, Riley has taught me long term
Mhm.
that I cannot do everything. So, to people who are maybe too heavy or too sedentary, it's just taking the first step. It's just deciding that you want to make a change and do it. And if you go to the gym and somebody is snarly with you because of the way you look, they have the problem, not you. You were the one that's trying to be better. And I think that stops a lot of people. And let's take women. Stops a lot of women going to the gym because women are nasty. They judge each other, you know?
Mhm.
And I think that's the biggest obstacle is being afraid of being judged at the gym. But I think just make a decision you're going to do it. Put it on your calendar. I have a paper calendar. I put it on my calendar when I started, and those are the days I had to go. And I went. So I think that's the hardest thing is just motivating yourself.
You're basically living proof that you can do it, that you can get better.
Yep. We all can get better. You just have to start. Sometimes Starting is the hardest part, making up your mind to do something. But I'm stubborn
Sometimes that pays off.
sometimes. And mouthy. Mouthy.
You don't say. You waking I still remember you waking us up like every other morning just to cackle in the backyard. I'm like, oh, Calamity's here.
I can't help it. And I'm
No.
worse outside than I am inside, but I'm pretty bad inside too.
No, that's good. It's good to laugh and have a loud laugh. I think people that have a loud laugh tend to have more fun in
People
life.
need to have belly laughs.
Yeah, exactly. And you're there. That means you're brave enough to laugh without fear of being judged. And I think that is something that's a little stubborn, but it's something that's very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, hun. Well, thank you so much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
Really enjoyed it. I think this is going to be really helpful for people in general, especially like people that might think they don't have a chance of getting better, because you've clearly shown that you can, and you've clearly shown what it takes, right?
And not only finding a coach that you can relate to.
Mhm.
If I say, I want to do this, and my coach looks at me and thinks I'm too old, change coaches.
Tell them. That's right.
You need to
Yeah.
find somebody that no matter what you look like,
Uh-huh.
that will have your back
Yep.
and encourage you and push you and remind you that it is long term. Because I want everything yesterday.
Okay. That's great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.